Hello everyone, this is Nate with Dubs Cards. Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday, so this is Set Saturday. A little background real quick. I've been trying to pull as many 1989 Ken Griffey Jr. cards as I can on the channel so that I can send them into grade. Not to sell, I really like Ken Griffey Jr. and I want to get them for my personal collection. So the last couple of weeks I may have kind of hit that heavy with some of my videos, but it'll stop. I'm sure. There's not a lot of product left, so as far as 89 to open. So this Set Saturday I wanted to do this. Maybe some of you guys recognize this, maybe a lot of you don't. This is called the 1989 Donruss Baseball Best Set. This is basically a big update for trades that happened in 1998. This is 333 cards with those puzzle pieces. And Donruss did this for 3 years that I know of. Big Johnny Serena will know this one. This is the set him and I have been going heavy hardcore on. This is the first set that I TTM'd, actually. This is the 1988 Donruss Baseball Best. The Big Orange is what Johnny and I call him. This box has seen better days. It is a full set. They are still in the box, but I pulled this down from my shelf. I have this set in a binder that I used to TTM. So this was the first edition that I know of, and it says it right on the box, first edition. Same thing, 336 cards, rookies and stars, yada yada, come in this nice box. This is something I remember seeing as a kid. I bought a lot of my cards from the local drugstore, and I remember it was the Spalding's drugstore in Vermont, and he had these, and I bought one of these back in the day. Now, I don't know where it went. You know how some of your stuff ends up disappearing, whatever. So here's the 88. We're going to focus on the 89. And what they did a little bit different in 1990 was this. Same type of setup, except you got 144 cards. This one is all the American League. This one is all the National League. So they split them up into 2 boxes. I guess they figured they would make you buy both. And I did. So this set, it came a little bit different. I can actually show you because this one's been opened. That if you open this up, they come in a little tray. And there's a Ken Griffey Jr., although it's not a rookie card because his will be in this one. So, I mean, I guess I could pull that one out too and send that in. But I'm mainly focusing on the 1989 cards for Ken Griffey Jr. And there's surprisingly a lot of them. You may think there's 3 or 4 or 5 different products, but truly I think he has 14 or 15 rookie cards from 1989 in various products. So without further ado, I'm going to open this. I already have one opened. These are all in numerical order in the set. So you got Donnie Baseball's card number 1. Ken Griffey Jr. will be in this pile. I already know it because I have opened these up a couple of times. A lot of factory sets you buy are not in order. The only ones I know of were the 89 Upper Deck. You open that box up and they are in numbered order. Tops, you got to pull them out and do them yourself. So Donruss in this product, it will come in order. So it came in this cool box, and the cards are in surprisingly good condition. They're in this little tray. Again, Ken Griffey Jr. is about right there in this set. And I know it because I've opened this before. So without further ado, let's start with Donnie Baseball. Shout out to Justin at 3 Cool Nerds. He's a Donnie Baseball fan. I am too. Love Donnie Baseball. One of the best players, in my opinion, that's not in the Hall of Fame. Him and Keith Hernandez, I don't know how both of those guys eluded the Hall of Fame. Just my opinion. Everybody has opinions. So let's go through it. It'll be 336 cards. Boy, that's a ASMR if you ever like that stuff. And here we go. So card number 1, Donnie Baseball. Back of these are a little different than a typical 89 Donruss. These are green, on the back. Shows all of his career in Columbus and shows him going to New York. Has your typical number, name. 420. I just realized that. Tells you how he got him, blah, blah, blah. So I won't go through every card. Just so you guys know, I have a regular 89 Donruss right here. Same kind of setup, except the back is very different. So if you see these in a dollar bin, a 10-cent bin somewhere, flip them over. You'll know exactly what they are. All right, so let's whip through this. I'm kind of curious to get to the Ken Griffey Jr. So you got Donnie Baseball. You got Tom Glavine. Nice card. Bert Blyleven. Andre the Hog Dawson. Be a great one. Pete O'Brien. Eric Davis. George Brett. Glenn Davis. Ellis Burke. Always liked Ellis Burke. Kirk Gibson. Carlton Fisk. Andres Galarraga. Alan Trammell. All right, Doc Gooden. One of my favorite PC guys. Paul Molitor. So if you notice, these are pretty much the stars of the sets. I mean, there's not a lot of quote-unquote common players in here, I guess. So you got Roger McDowell, Dub Drabeck, Kent Herbeck, Vince Coleman, the bunt card. Yeah. Love guys laying down the bunt. Steve Sachs. Another bunt. Roberto Alomar. Carney Lansford. Will the Thrill. Will the Thrill. Again, these are all in numbered order. So if you look on the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15, 6. So pretty neat they did that. And since Ken Griffey Jr. will be in the middle of the stack, it should be pretty decent on the corners. Alvin Davis, Bobby Thigpen, Ryan Sandberg, Rhino, Devon White, Mike Greenwell, Dale Murphy, Jeff Ballard, Kelly Gruber, Julio Franco, Bobby Bonilla, Tim Wallach, Sweet Lou Whitaker, Jay Howell, Greg Maddux, Bill Doran, Danny Tarnable, Darryl Strawberry. Cool. That's a cool one you can see in the dugout. I always like that. Ron Darling. Great player. Tony Gwynn. Mr. Padre. Part of the Juice Club. There's going to be a lot of juicers in here. And I make fun of the juicers. I like the juicers. They're the steroid era guys. I make fun of them. I guess I shouldn't, but it's kind of funny. I mean, this is 89. Look at he's not even juiced up yet. Ozzie Smith, the Wizard. Andy Van Slyke. That's a cool card. Looks like he just put one out there in center field on the ground. Juan Berringer. Vaughn Hayes. Tony Fernandez. Eric Plunk. Ernie Riles. Cool one with the catcher. Harold Reynolds. Andy Hawkins. Robin Yount. It's a cool one with the dugout also. Danny Jackson. Nolan Ryan. Joe Carter. The Ryan Express. Nice. That's a cool card. Look how full that is. And Joe Carter. Cool. So that's first stack down. And second stack starts with the main juice. He's the big juice. I think he's the juice that started all the juice. Part of the Bash Brother juice guys. I call them the Fruit Punch Gang. And I make fun of them, but a lot of my players I liked back then did it too. So, I mean, that was the era of baseball. Hopefully we're out of that era. So, there's the juice. Canseco. Jody Davis. Heck of a catcher. Lance Parrish. Mitch Williams. Brooke Jacoby. Tom Browning. Kurt Stillwell. Rafael Ramirez. The Rocket. Clemens. Sweet. He was kind of part of the Juice gang, too. Mike Scioscia. Dave Gallagher. Mark Langston. Chet Lemon. I always liked that name. What a cool name. Chet Lemon. Kevin McReynolds for my Mets. Rob Deere. Tommy Herr. Dugout one. Pretty neat. Barry Bonds. He was part of the big Juice Punch gang, too. He's already getting juice. Look at him. He's already juicing. But what are you going to do? Frank Viola. Pedro Guerrero. Dave Righetti. It's a cool one. Bruce Hurst. Ricky Henderson. Cool. Look at that hit. Eyeing the ball right coming in right there. That's a cool one. Look at that nice picture. We got Robbie Thompson, Randy Johnson, the big unit. Harold Baines, Calvin Schiraldi. Sorry if I did that one wrong. Kurt Mescal, Lee Smith, Hall of Fame Lee Smith. John Smoltz. Looks like he's filled in a quick pop-up there. Mickey Pendleton, Jimmy Key, Rafael Palmeiro, Sid Bream. Nice one. Looks like they had an outside dugout. Pretty cool. Dennis Martinez, Frank Tanana, great TTMer. Eddie Murray, switch hitter. Sean Dunston laying down the bunt. Laying down the bunt. Even great players like Sean Dunston lay down the bunts. It's not just like a pitcher trying to get a hit. I mean, he was trying to advance the runner. Taking one for the team. Sean Dunston. Mike Scott. Brett Saberhagen. Dave Cohn. Kevin Elster. Jack Clark. Dave Stewart. Jose Aquendo. I don't know how to say that one. Jose Lean. Gary Gaetti. Ricky Jordan. Fred McGriff. The Crime Dog. Don Slott. Jose Uribe. Jeffrey Leonard. Looks like he's got buckshot number. Lee Gutterman. Chris Boise. Barry Sky Larkin. Ruben Sahara. That's a cool one. Got a high bat hold there. Greg Swindell. So that's package number 2. On to package number 3. And is he going to try? Is Gary Sheffield going to try and lay down the bunt? This is pre-bunt. This looks like a pre-bunt. Ooh. These can be brutal. Yeah. I got to be careful on the next pack. Gary Sheffield looks like he's pre-bunt. He's standing way up high on the bunt. Pretty cool. Lonnie Smith, Chili Davis, Damon Berryhill, Tom Candonati, Cal Daniels, got a dugout, Mark Gubazov, Jim Deschines, Dewey Evans, Mike Morgan, Dan Pasqua, Bryn Smith, Doyle Alexander, Hojo, Chuck Krim, Darren Dalton, Jeff Robinson, Kirby Puckett, Joe McGrain, Jesse Barfield, Mark Davis, Dennis Eckersley. Look at that wide old stance on him. Had his arms way out. One of the best relief pitchers of all time, and he didn't start relieving until way down in his career. To have as many saves as he did and not start as a relief pitcher is unbelievable. Mike Kirko, Jay Buhner, Ozzie Guillen, Rick Sutcliffe, Wally Joyner. That's a cool one. Get to see the back. Boggs. This card always confused me. It's almost disrespectful. It's like the ball's going by him right there, and it's going into there, and I'm assuming behind him, the umpire's like, strike 3 and you're out. It's like, because Boggs is one of my favorite players of all time. I mean, it's a cool card, and then it's almost like a, damn, did they catch him striking out? Because it's definitely in the zone. Tell me your thoughts on that. It's always confused me. Jeff Treadway, Cal Ripken, Dave Stieb, Pete Inclavilla, Bob Walk, Nelson Santavala, Mike Heath, Willie Randolph, Paul Kiggis, Billy Hatcher, Steve Farr, Greg Jeffries, nice one, Randy Myers, Gary Templeton, Walt Weiss, Terry Pendleton, John Smiley, Greg Gagne, Lenny Dykstra, nails on a different team. Yeah. Nelson Liriana, Alvaro Espinoza, Rick Ruschel, Omar Vizquel, Clay Parker, Dan Plessick, John Franco, Scott Fletcher, and Corey Snyder. And I don't want to jinx it, but it looks like these cards are very well centered, top to bottom, left to right. And that's going to very much help me on this pack right here. I got to be very careful with this. This is the card that I'm chasing. I got me one of these. I got one of these. You guys know I've been clipping the corner off that. I didn't invent it, but I saw somebody do it. It's awesome. Bo Jackson, Joel Skinner. I got to be real careful with this. This is the one where I want to get the Ken Griffey Jr out of this to grade. I do know that it is toward the middle. So I'd rather kind of go from the back here. If I have to, sacrifice Joel Skinner. Sorry, Joel. No offense. But I'm going for your buddy here in the middle. That's a good takeaway here. Good takeaway there. All right. So this is the pack I want to be a little careful with. Not that I'm not careful with all of them. Bo Jackson. Really cool card. Love Bo Jackson. It kind of stinks he's the first card. It did take a hit. All the first cards and the last cards do take a hit. They're squished. Tommy Gregg. Jim Abbott. Jerome Walton. Doug Jones. Todd Bessinger. Frank White. Craig Biggio. Got some weird black print on it. John Dobson. Alfredo Griffin. Melindo Perez. Tim Burke. Matt Noakes. Gary Carter. Nice. Coming in square on that hit too. Ted Higuera. Ken Howell. Ray Aquinas. Wally Backman. Tom Bernansky. Steve Balboni. Marvin Ween. Dave Henderson. Don Robinson. Ken Griffey Jr. Here we go. So this one does have a little bit of something on that top, which is a little crazy, and it is offset a little bit right to left. Kind of a bummer. But we're going to throw it in here regardless. That is the card I wanted. And that is the card that I will get. A little bit of white on the top. That was just from a sticker. I'm from Vermont, and it's cool that he has his Vermont stats on there. He did play 17 games in 1988. But that's the one we were hunting. All right, let's pick it back up. 89 Donruss Baseball Best. Ivan Calderon, Mike Bilecki, Johnny Ray, Rob Murphy, Andreas Thomas, Phil Brantley, Junior Felix, Jeff Russell, Mike Lavelle, Kevin Gross, Keith Moreland, Mike Marshall, Dwight Smith, good card, Jim Clancy, Kevin Seltzer, Keith Hernandez. He's the other guy, I think, besides Don Mattingly that deserves the Hall of Fame. Bob Ojeda, Ed Whitson, Tony Phillips, Milt Thompson, Randy Kramer, Randy Bush, Randy Reddy, Dwayne Ward, Jimmy Jones, don't drink the Kool-Aid, Scott Geraltz, Scott Bankhead, Lance McClullers, don't know what that is, BJ Surhoff, Chris Sabo, Steve Buchel, and Joel Skinner. All right. This little section here had the little puzzle pieces, which is kind of neat. I guess as a kid, they were more fun than they are as an adult. But they are like little tiny puzzles. You can pull them apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 puzzles. If you ever needed puzzle pieces, there they are. So let's keep going with this 1989 Donruss Baseball Best Set. I'll have to check my set that I have in a binder. Maybe the one I have is in better shape for the KGJJCJ. Oral Hershiser, Derek Lindquist, Claudel Washington, Lloyd McClendon, Felix Furman, Paul O'Neill, Charlie Liebrant, Dave Smith, Bob Stanley, Tim Belcher. Tons of pitchers in a row. Eric King. Spike Owen broke the pitching run there. Mike Hinneman, Juan Samuel, Greg Brock, John Kruk, Glenn Wilson, Jeff Reardon, Todd Worrell, Dave LaPointe, Walt Terrell, Mike Moore, Kelly Downs, Dave Valley, Ron Kittle. It's a cool one with the fans. Steve Wilson, Dick Schofield, Marty Barrett, Deion James, Bob Malacky, Ernie Witt, Kevin Brown, R.J. Reynolds, Tim Raines, Frank Williams, Jose Gonzalez, Mitch Weber, Ken Caminetti, sending down a bunt, Bob Boone, Dave Magadan, Rick Aguilera, Chris James, Bob Welch, Ken Daly, Junior Ortiz, Alan Anderson, Steve Jeltz, George Bell, Roberto Kelly, Brett Butler, sending down a bunt, Mike Schooner, Ken Phelps, definitely not going to bunt. Looks like he's going for it. Glenn Braggs, Jose Rijo, Bobby Witt Sr., Jerry Brown. Okay, we're down to the final stretch of this, and I apologize if this is a long video. My set Saturdays, I like to showcase the set. I try to do something that some of you guys maybe not have seen. You might not be, super collectors, or you didn't collect back in the day. And I like to just show them off. Kevin Mitchell, Craig Worthington, Greg Minton, Nick Este, John Farrell, Rick Mahler, Tom Gordon, Gerald Young, Jody Reed, Jeff Hamilton, Gerald Perry, Hubie Brooks, Bo Diaz, Terry Pull, Jim Gantner, Jeff Parrott, Mike Boddicker, Dan Gladden, Tony Pena, checklist alert, checklist alert, checklist alert. So this one it's card number 300. It goes from card number 1 all the way to 112. Nice. Tom Henneke, Pascal Interstate Perez. I think they called him Interstate Perez. Steve Bedrosian, Bedrock Bedrosian. Played a while. Ken Hill, Jerry Reese, Jim Eisenreich, okay. Jack Howell, Rick Cerrone, one of my favorites. Great TTMer, one card at a time. Tim Leary, Joe Orkaslack, Jim Dwyer, Gino Petrelli, Rick Honeycutt, Tom Foley, Kenny Rogers, Mike Flanagan, Brian Harvey, Billy Ripken, no FF. Jeff Montgomery, Eric Hansen. Whoa, these are getting off cut some. Brian Downing, Greg Olson, Terry Steinbach, Sammy Sosa, one of the other Juicies. Juice Punch Gang, Fruit Punch Gang. Looks semi-rookie cardish, probably is. Gene Harris, Mike Devereaux, Dennis Cook. He has some weird cards. If you watch the Passes Alive, man, that guy, he gets some weird cards that he makes weird expressions. Dave Wells, checklist, number 2. 113 all the way to 224. That should have the Ken Griffey Jr. right down there. Kurt Manwarning, Jim Presley, checklist, number 3. 225. 336. Chuck Finley, Rob Dibble, Cecil Espy, and the Cobra, Dave Parker. So there you have it. There you guys have it. And what I'm going to try to do here real quick, I know this video is getting long. I can actually go to this right here that is not labeled, which is odd for me because all my binders are labeled. And we'll look up 192. This is literally the same set. 192 is right here. There it is. When I put this in, I like to put these little things in. So here's another version of this card. This could be a better version of this, which maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'll have to look. But I have, oh no, see, that one has a printer's error. See that red dot? They don't like the red dots. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. I don't get a tremendous amount of views on these set Saturdays, which is fine for me. I just love going through sets. I know they're long. Some of you guys have said, man, some of your videos are long. Yeah, these aren't for everybody. And I was kind of just hunting these up. I want to send in some cards to KGJ. And this is one of them I needed. And I'm glad I looked through the set. So whoever stuck it through to the end, thank you very much. And comment on your favorite cards if you've ever seen this set. It's one of my favorite sets. And maybe I'll break it up and, you know, put them into team sets. Now, obviously, this one will go to me. But, yeah, maybe if you guys, I got some Cubs fans. I got some Braves fans. I mean, I can sort them all up. They're real easy to do with the logo on the front. Just, checklist fan, too. But, yeah, let me know if you guys are interested. I can break it up, and maybe we can do some giveaways. But thank you for watching. This is Nate with Dubs Cards. And as always, over and out.